and welcome, lovely Leos. Thanks so much for joining me. My name's Rose Smith from absolutesoulsecrets.com, and I'm here to do your September horoscope. Well, we've all been, through a bit of a rock and roll time the last few months, and not in a good way. It's been uphill and down dale for many people. However, September does promise to be a better month for a lot of people as well. You have a lot of activity going on in your second and third houses, which I'll talk about right now. Okay, so the first half of the month, the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars are in your second house of values. Okay, so typically this means money and finances, that sort of thing, but it can also be what you value. So maybe you value some things higher than money, and that might be things, ideals, for example, like integrity or honesty or kindness. Kindness is a very high value for me, actually, and we could do with more of that in the world, that's for sure. Make our country kind again. And hopefully we can live by that. So just small little ways where we can be kind to both ourselves and to other people. It's important to be kind to yourself so you can keep going, obviously. But with the Sun there, that gives you a lot of insight into your values and also your financial situation. Okay, and you could be happy with what you find. There may be some new opportunities. It can bring good luck, actually. So if you're paying attention and really getting organized around your values and your finances, you can find that things work out better than you expect. With Venus there and Mars as well, you'll be feeling pretty motivated to get things back on track if they haven't been flowing really smoothly for you lately. But Venus does help the smooth flow of energy. Venus loves harmony and peace and things just to go along to, sort of tick over at a regular beat. Venus does not like chaos. So if you've got chaos in finances, she's going to have something to say about it, basically. Okay, Mars is there all month in your second house, giving you lots of motivation to fix any potential problems that you could have. Now, the 13th sees a full moon in your 8th house joining Neptune. The 8th house is a bit of a strange kind of house because it's really about shared resources, but under that comes the ideas of sex and intimacy, and also taboo or hidden type topics, and also metaphysics. So with the full moon there, you could have issues coming up about those things, and they're coming up to be released and healed. You may find that you've all of a sudden got an interest in metaphysics, which you didn't have before, or if you did have it, it's much stronger. So you could be interested in astrology or psychic readings or the esoteric in general, finding out the truth, because so much that, what we hear in not just the media, but also here on YouTube, or our parents or our friends, it's actually not right, and you don't know it's not right until you tune into yourself and see how your body reacts when you hear things, and then little by little you can learn to discern what is true by the reactions, the physical reactions of your own body. It's just a matter of paying attention. But we've been all so brainwashed over the years by society and just the whole setup that it takes us away from those feelings of what spirit is actually trying to tell us. So you might find this is a good time for really reviewing and evaluating what your core belief systems are and what you value. Okay, it's not just about money. The 15th sees Venus and Mercury move into your 3rd house of communications. Okay, so it's all about second house in the first half of the month, and then more activity in the 3rd house in the second half of the month. So with Venus there's likely to be a lot of communications, but there'll be harmonious ones and peaceful communications. the two go together really good, Venus and Mercury. So you could be socializing with people and talking about metaphysics or talking about concepts that are quite deep and important to your own values. The 24th sees the sun also going into your third house, and that gives you a lot of insight and awareness and even happiness that you've finally figured out, the pennies dropped and you've finally got these insights into what's going on. The 28th sees a new moon go into your third house. This is all about new beginnings. So this is the start of formulating a new value system or formulating a new way to deal with your finances. You could be especially lucky around money. You know, you may have energy coming in, opportunities to invest, or, you know, different ways to make money, or perhaps even decide that you're going to get a new job, for example. Okay, so I'm going to have a look psychically now as to what's likely to happen for you in September, and then I will check the tarot cards for you. Okay, so closing my eyes now for lovely Leos in the month of September 2019. Yes, so they're showing me here a door, and it is slowly closing on the past. You'll reach the end of a cycle of something, and often a door needs to close before we can move forward. And I can see it's like a hand on the actual door handle, and it's like finally shutting the door on something. It actually looks like a walk-in freezer, what I'm looking at. And it's like you're going to put somebody in the freezer or some situation in the freezer to finish it. You know, there's that sort of idea that if things aren't working out with someone, you actually write their details down on a piece of paper and put it in a plastic bag and put it in the freezer. You know, I've heard that lots of times. People do that. I've done that myself, not for a few decades, but decades ago, yes, I did do that. But in spirit, I can see that happening for you too. Okay, so it's the end of the cycle and a start of a new chapter, basically. Alrighty, let's have a look now in the tarot cards for you, and we'll just change to this screen. Okay, so I shuffled these tarot cards up previously, and I'll give them a quick shuffle now, dear Leos, and see what we come out with. Oh, that one's jumping out at me, and it is the Justice card. Okay, justice will be done one way or the other, but this is natural law. This is not human or man-made law. This is all about spiritual law. Okay, L-O-R-E. It's not the same. Although if you do have any sort of legal matters going on, they are favourably blessed by this card. Now you can see this lady here. She's sitting on a throne, a red throne of action, and she also has a blindfold. She doesn't have all of the evidence that she needs, so she has to listen to that owl. See that owl there on her left shoulder, coming from her feminine side. And actually, while I'm talking about the owl, a crow has just come outside the window. Isn't that interesting? I don't know if you can hear him. He's just making all manner of noise. Lucky I haven't got the window open like I normally do. And so anyway, she needs to listen to that owl to, you know, really pick up the vibes of what's going on. And you'll see there is a set of scales that she has to balance. The evidence that she's got in front of her, she has to weigh it up. This requires intuition, but it also requires cognition. She needs to think about it. You'll see she's got no shoes on. She's got her feet on the ground. Okay, so that's about being grounded in practical reality. Okay, and you'll see a sword in the other hand. That's her right hand, her male side. So everybody has male and female energies, and she has to weigh up using her male side in her brain, weigh up what's going on. That sword is about dissecting and cutting all the sort of superfluous crap out of the way so that she can get to the core of the truth. Okay, and that's what you'll be doing this month, lovely Leos, really deciding what is important in your life. Okay, and justice will be done. Okay, now moving to the next card, and I can see another door opening as I pull, and it's the Cups card. It's the Three of Cups. Okay, see those 3 cups down the bottom there? This is all about teamwork. Even though she's there on her own, you will see an arm coming in with another cup at the top. It's in the sky, so at the very least it's in spirit. There's, you know, a cup of sustenance or nurturance coming from spirit. Cups are a very emotional sort of sweet, and that cup coming in at the top, it's like the Holy Grail. It actually looks like that cup at the top is slightly bigger than the other cups. See, it's got a yellow glow coming out of it. That's like the Holy Grail, giving her well-being, vitality, and energy to keep going. She's wearing green for opportunities and growth. She has a yellow skirt for the solar plexus chakra, happiness, authority. She has her own authority. She has her own sovereignty. And all of this happening on top of a red rose for action. And it is good for love as well. But 3 of Cups typically is about teamwork, working with others and getting on really well with others and getting the job done, and the emotions. It's more about the emotions that go with it, but there is an element of spirituality, especially with the rose. You know, the rose is a very spiritual kind of symbol. And you see all those other white roses there in the picture on long stems, grounded in practical reality. So white rose is about purity. It's not a sexual sort of or a romantic kind of image, the white rose. It's about, you know, spirituality and a higher type of, that's not a good thing to say, a different, what would you say, a spiritual kind of love, rather than the red rose, which is more a physical, you know, earthly experience, if that makes sense for you. Okay, so now let's move to the next card, lovely Leos. And we come up with this one, just jumps out. And it's beautiful. It's the 2 of Cups. Now, this is good for romantic love. Okay, 2s, relationships, can also be finances sometimes, you know, but you'll see the snakes there in, you know, healing around this, the wings, the gold wings at the top. The 2 snakes intertwined almost looks like DNA, doesn't it? You know, and then they're each holding a glass with each other's reflection in the glass, toasting to each other. Great if you're starting a new relationship, all of the feelings that go with that, and you're looking to the other person and the other person is looking back at you. And this is called a hand fast. See the 2 hands there? In the olden days, believe it or not, before I was born, I'm talking about medieval times, okay, so just a bit before I was born, then they did these hand fasts rather than actual, you know, marriages the way they are now. So a hand fast, you basically promise that you would live with this person for the rest of your life. So if you wanted to leave them down the track, you could actually divorce somebody, but this was a hand fast, was as good as a marriage. And you see they've got a gold chain around, chaining them together, which may or may not be a good thing, depending on your viewpoint. But that is a lovely card if you're, you know, starting a new relationship. It's got a spiritual element to it as well. So now let's just go back here now, and I shall finish with a psychic summary for you, lovely Leos. Okay, closing my eyes. All the world is a stage. I see the stage in front of me with red curtains. Red curtains, all about taking action steps. And again, I'm seeing on the stage, it's like all these actors and they're taking their final bow. So the play has been and finished, and now we're at the end of the play. This is the end of something in your life so that something new can open up. And as I said before, came up previously, it's like an end of a chapter and the start of a new chapter for you, and it's up to you to make it. I know it's not popular to do dressmaking nowadays. I'm actually seeing in front of me sewing and dressmaking, but this refers to your identity. You have to make your own identity. Clothes represent our identity in life, okay? So how you dress is reflecting a part of you to the world. And now it may be time to change your identity and change your clothing. You know, you might want a new wardrobe. I mean, any excuse for a new wardrobe will be fine as far as I'm concerned. Alrighty, so that's it for September for you lovely Leos. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would appreciate a like on this video, and don't forget to click the notification bell and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that too. I'll be back 8 a.m. on Monday, Sydney, Australia time, which is Sunday night if you're in the US. So that's your pick a card, your vibe for the week, okay? And it's really easy. Just pick a number between 1 and 5 and I do a psychic interpretation for you. But in the meantime, have a wonderful month, and I shall see you again soon. Okay, thanks again. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.